I'm Major League Fishing Pro Sean Grigsby, and we're here on Advanced Angler Hookpoint. Now, in Kentucky Lake last year, I had a tournament where I did really well. In fact, after 2 days, I think I was sitting in second place. Great start, you know, and in first day of practice, I caught 5 that went over 30 pounds. So how did I do that? Well, swim jig. And you go, tell me about a swim jig. Well, a swim jig stays on my rod pretty much year round. And you look at this, this is just a little 1/4 ounce hack attack heavy cover, which means I've got a great hook, heavy cover swim jig. And I matched it up with a rage bug. This one is the bluegill color. It's a 234. The 3 that I carry all the time, I carry a white, shad. I carry black blue because a lot of times you have those stained bodies of water. This being bluegill. Springtime, what do bass hate? They don't want a bluegill coming in their nest or getting close to them. So this was my choice on Kentucky Lake. Match this up. I put it on 50-pound braid. This is Smackdown braid. It was great. You can also use 50-pound, flipping braid. It's basically the same, but the Smackdown was perfect. Now, the reason I use braid is we had a lot of bushes in the water, cover. You had all this kind of junk, and you just didn't want to use, straight fluorocarbon. If it was real clear water, I probably would have used 20-pound Braze X fluorocarbon from Seaguar. So I like the braid. We had the stain, we had the high water, we had bushes. I would skip it up next to a tree, skip it back in the bushes, let it settle down, work it. If it didn't work, then I'm swimming it. So now I've got a combo bait, and that's what makes this little 1/4 ounce package so perfect, is that it's not heavy. And being not heavy means it comes through cover, so it doesn't stick to it. So when I'm reeling it up, it comes over the logs, through the limbs, through the brush, and I'm not hung all the time. Plus, instead of it going falling to the bottom, what does it do? It's settling down because it's only 1/4 ounce. So it gave it more time for those fish to get frustrated as it came close or fell close to them. Mega great deal for catching good ones. So that's why I caught a lot of them. I match it up with the Victory Pro reel. The braid, you can see right there, 50-pound. This is a good, and you can use a high-speed reel 7-to-1, you can use a 6-3. It really doesn't matter. They all work. I do like the 7-to-1 because what happens with that is if one eats it and he's swimming to you, one turn of the handle, you're picking up enough line that it's tight and you get a good hook set. But believe me, if you're using braid, you really don't have to worry about that because you're going to get a good hook set. Next thing is, this is a really neat rod. Okay, so now this is what they call a Carolina rig laser brass rod, and Skeet developed this rod, and it's pretty neat. But let me show you the deal. It's 7 foot 6 inches long. Now I'm gonna come out here where you can see, and I'm gonna pull this tip. Look at that tip. You see that? So that is a flip stick with a light tip. Now it shouldn't be called light. It should be called medium. So it's a lighter action flip stick. You got a great butt section here for sticking the hook in them. And great control. But you got a lighter tip that you can slide it underneath things and around the brush and the cover and get it up next to a tree, and skipping is real easy. But then you got all this 7 foot 6 inches of power to get them out. This has turned into be one of my favorite rods of my lifetime. Unfortunately, they don't make it anymore, but they make one real similar to it. But I'm protecting these, man. These are my babies. So anyway, killer rod, great deal all around. Swim jig, 50-pound braid, match it up to the 1/4 ounce hack attack heavy cover swim jig. Great. The only thing I might do, now this jig is straight out of the pack. So one of my tips that I'll do when I fish in the tournaments is I'm going to take it, and you see my weed guard is a little bit big. So I'm going to actually take that, hold it, and I'm going to trim it flat, just like the way the hook would, but above the hook. So I'll come in here, I'll hold the deal, cut it off. So now you can see there it is, but it's going to have less of an issue with interfering with any type of hook set. The other thing you can do is split it. So you can kind of split it, put your finger in there and split it, or like that. So now you get nothing but hook penetration. So split it, mash it, trim it. There are lighter weed guards in the swim jig. It's an incredible little bait. Check that out next time you're fishing in the spring. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And if you don't know, now you know.